Hi, this is Marlene Christensen on the 29th day of our 30-day to more energy challenge. I hope you have enjoyed this past 4 weeks, and as I promised, there are 2 more days in this challenge. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about my story. I've been working on computers since I was 10, and I had I took an education as a computer programmer back in 2000. I was finished in 2000, and I got a really good job, and I had a husband, and we bought a house and moved into the countryside. Everything was just great. And if you've been reading on the About Me page on my blog, you will know that shortly after we bought the house, actually 1 week after, we were in a car accident on the freeway. And it didn't seem like it was so bad. We will. I felt some kind of snap in my back, but it wasn't too serious, and the X-rays didn't say anything. So I just got home. But of course, I had a shock in my body, and I didn't like riding in the cars. This was in a weekend, and I just went to work on the Monday after, and I was fortunate enough to get to drive around with an electrician that we have had where I worked, and that took the edge out of the fear of driving and the shock in my body. It became smaller. But as the months went on, I started changing, and suddenly I couldn't work anymore. One day I went to work, just sat staring at the phone. I should make a call that I've done 1,000 times, but I couldn't. So I went into the office next door and said, I have to go home, and I never came back. And it turned out that I had a whiplash, but located on my upper back, between the shoulder blades. So every time I used my arms, that area of my body was triggered. So, when you sit typing at the computer, the signals go right up to the nervous system between the shoulder blades. So I couldn't really type anymore. And also, I found out later that I had PTSD, which is a post-traumatic stress syndrome, just like when you come back from war and stuff like that. And you can actually get that from a car accident as well. I just didn't know that at the time. So I went into kind of a depression. I got medicine, and I started changing my mood. I got mood swings. I was tired. I slept like 16 hours a day, and I yelled at my husband. And finally, we had to split up, and I lost my house, and I lost my job, and I was miserable. I couldn't even read for more than like 10 minutes, and I slept all the time. I was in so much pain. It was terrible. So I was like, why should I even be here? I actually considered not being here for real. But something inside me said, what if this thing about karma is true? Like, what if I end it all now and just has to come back and do it all again? So what I did instead was going to the library, and I trained myself to start reading 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and finally I could read, a couple of hours. And I read everything in the library about psychology, about the brain, about healing, about astrology, and about everything from metaphysics and quantum physics and self-help, you name it, I read it. And I didn't get any better, like physically, but I got a lot better mentally. So I finally got back with my husband, and we had a child together. And actually giving birth to that child, that's a hard thing that your body has to go through, and it kind of relaxed my muscles. So a lot of the pain that I had went away. Not all of it, but some of it went away through that childbirth. So that was really great, and I started feeling better. Having the second child also took out a lot of the pain. So as my chiropractor said, you just need one more child and you'll be okay. But that never happened. Instead, I found an expert in PTSD who worked with visualizations and triggering the brain to because when you have PTSD, it's like you have there's an area of your brain that's like reptile brain, and that one is like fight or flight state, and that's the stress. So that part of the brain was overreacting, and this therapist knew some techniques to get that part of the brain to relax. And after like 3 treatments from her, I actually felt like a completely new person. That was amazing, you know. I felt this energy, like glue or something, coming out of my arms and my fingers, and I was, after the last treatment, it was really weird. But after a few weeks, I actually had a good. I was okay. So I started creating a business around healing and coaching. And I actually took a coaching degree, and I also had a healer education. So I started a business back in September 2008, just before the financial crisis hit. And I, I was passionate, and I took action. You know, I went go door to door with flyers. I put up flyers in all of the supermarkets and put in ads and all that kind of stuff. I really took action, and I really was passionate about it. But I just didn't get as much clients as I needed. So in the spring of 2009, I had to close that business down. And now I had no money and no skills. My computer skills was, like 10 years old, so I couldn't use that. So I decided I had to go back to school. And since I didn't know how to run a business, I thought that I might need to learn that. So I went into business school and took a economical marketing degree. Finished that in 2011, and right after I got a job working with, actually combining computer knowledge and marketing knowledge, doing internet marketing stuff, creating videos, creating membership sites, all that technical things. And I decided that I could, after a year working for this person, I decided that I could, you know, make more money doing this from a company of my own. So I started I Am Technogoddess in Denmark. I started that in January 2012. And that's what I've been doing up until now. And I just recently found out that trading my time for money is not a very good business model. You know, I'm always out on the hunt for new clients, right? And it's not sustainable. You probably heard about passive income. When you do the work once and you keep getting paid. Well, if you get paid by the hour, that's not the case. So right now I'm transitioning my work. I'm still doing the work for Danish clients, setting up websites and stuff, but I'm also moving towards creating products to teach others to do what I do. And that's a more sustainable business form. And of course, I want to help others do that. So now you heard my whole story. I hope you are still here, and I hope you not got bored and anything. What I really wanted to tell you is that I have a tip for you tomorrow, and it's all about creating this sustainable business and what I'm doing right now as my next project. So stay tuned for the tip tomorrow. I'll see you there. Bye for now.